So great news for oil prices. Oil prices are at $33.20 for WTI. Brent crude $35.70. I'm Sean Pruitt, president of Kingdom Exploration. If you're in the oil business, whether an investor or you are a developer, whatever side of the coin you're in, this is a channel for you. Please subscribe. Oil soars on bullish EIA inventory reports. So the EIA, the Energy Information Administration, is reporting that there's been a crude draw, and they were expecting to increase the crude stockpile by 1 million barrels. Well, they actually drew 1.5, making them 2.5 million barrels off of what they were expecting. So we used 1.5 million barrels out of the crude inventory, and they weren't expecting it. Why? Because we're going to work. This is America, guys. We didn't plan on sitting on our hands like the Democrats thought we would and obey and put on these submission masks and go to the store and wait in line for Home Depot and stay home like good little children. I don't think so. This is America. We're red-blooded Americans, and we took over this country because of a civil war, and it's still in our DNA. It's still in our blood. This is the land of the free. And so we're going to do whatever it takes to succeed. I have a family, and I'm not going to let my family starve. And I don't care what is going on in the world. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to drive. I was one of those guys where everyone's staring at me like, man, what is this guy doing without a mask? Because, I don't care. I'm interested in freedom. And I think that this COVID-19 is total garbage, and oil prices are going up. Even people were thinking that, the recovery is going to take much longer than expected. The oil demand is dropping. It's dying. Look, those are all Democrats talking. And then the Republicans are believing what the Democrats are saying. And it's the same game over and over again. Okay. So I'm here to tell you, oil prices are recovering much faster than anticipated. Now, with that said, even with all the great news and everything that's going on right now, we're going to see another dip in oil. Now, if America's economy comes roaring back, I mean, this oven gets so hot, we could burn off all that excess oil. Here's what's going to happen. We've got oil tankers waiting to sell their oil. We've got hedge funds that have some crude stockpiled so they could sell it. And so there's a lot of shale wells waiting to go online. Simply, they put off fracking the well, or they put off completing the well until oil prices recovered. And also, some of these wells were shut in. So you're going to see a lot of activity in oil, the oil glut grow again, but it's not going to last forever. Okay. I believe that this is a major part of the fueling of the increase in oil prices. The new Trump executive order on deregulation to kickstart job creation and economic growth. And so Trump is tired of these governors thinking that they are the president and they are running their state as if they were. And so this executive order will speed up the process of bypassing the local governing authorities to kickstart America and put us back to work. And so these low oil prices have destroyed shale oil, tight oil production. Okay, here we are in June 16 at 4 million barrels a day, and we grew all the way as high as 7.28 million barrels a day in shale oil, September 2018. Okay, now they have dropped. U.S. tight oil output will probably fall to 5.4 million a day in June from 7.2 million in March. Okay, so the output has dropped tremendously. Okay, we went as high as 7.28, and we're going to go down to as low as 5.4 million a day. Now that 5.4 million a day is coming from tight oil. Tight oil has a very fast decline curve. It's not like a conventional well that could produce for the next 30, 40 years, okay? These wells have a shelf life of 3 or 4 years. and then you got to go and refract these things, okay? And so that 5.4 million is going to drop much faster than expected. We all think that, see, here's the illusion. We were spending billions and billions of bank financing money to develop shale. Now, we did not see the fast declines because they were drilling so much oil that even though the last wells that they've drilled over the last 10 years are declining at a very rapid rate, they're drilling so many wells that those numbers just keep jacking up, increasing the output, okay? And so now, for the first time, we're starting to see that, okay? And I believe that and it's really easy to see this as, okay, this 2 million barrel a day drop from shale oil, well, that's simply because people are shutting their wells down. No. It's because we're not drilling anymore. That's the simple truth. And we're seeing a faster decline than expected. And the shale developers aren't wanting to go out on Fox News and say, hey, listen, our wells are depleting much faster than we anticipated, or they already know it and they're not willing to share that with the stockholders. And so if you're a stock investor, stock oil investor, you're investing in shale when you invest in the stock market. Period. There's no way around that, okay? The only way to get involved in a conventional oil deal is with a small oil company developing at the ground floor conventional oil deals, okay? Now, we just picked up a new lease not too long ago, and this is the time to buy. We are having fun in this time because right now there's oil divestment is going across the globe, meaning people are afraid to invest in oil right now for multiple reasons. They're scared to death. They believe the news. Same reason why people are staying home, because they're afraid to die from some disease that was created by China that is as bad as a severe case of the flu. That's the same reason why they're not investing in oil, because the same people talking about COVID-19 are anti-oil. There's an anti-oil agenda, and it's strictly to go against Donald Trump's economy, period. But it's going to backfire in their face, because the more you go against oil, the less we produce. And the less we produce, that demand is going to come roaring back. And what are you going to have? High oil prices. And not only that, it's destroying green technology investment. Why? If oil's cheap, why would anybody want to buy a Tesla? I could foresee someone wanting to buy a Tesla. I remember when I had owned a Hummer back in 2008. Oil prices $140 a barrel. Every time I filled that sucker up, it was over $100. And I think during that time, I might have just bought a Tesla. But anyways, I'm in the oil business. Of course, I'm going to drive a gas guzzler. I wouldn't do that. Forgive me for even saying that. But here's something you need to understand. The more they attack oil, the higher oil prices will go. So go ahead and talk about it, Joe Biden. Go ahead and tell the world how evil the oil and gas industry is. You're actually helping me out, and I appreciate it. People get on my YouTube channel and tell me how evil oil is, and I don't even care, because it actually helps us. So bottom line, Shale, we see a lot of this is a shut-in trajectory for Shale, and this is what they're expecting, okay? And here's the thing. If I was a Chevron, if I was a Texaco, I would be scared to death right now, because they made a bet. They were walking on thin ice with Shale, and they had hopes that oil prices would come back to $100 a barrel. Well, cat's out of the bag. There's been numerous reports saying that they spent more, every shale company spent more money getting shale oil out of the ground than what they sold it for. Hundreds of billions of dollars they've lost from shale. And that was when oil price, and think about it. They over the last 10 years, they lost. And there was half of that 10-year period, oil prices were triple digits. And then they dropped down to 50 and they're all crying. And then we went to negative. So it's only going to get worse for those guys. And what are they going to do? They're going to turn these wells on, let them pump until they're not economically feasible anymore. But who's going to go out and drill a $15 million shale well? Who's going to go out and do that right now? That doesn't make any sense. Now, if they come up with a new technology, which nobody's talking about, I don't know of any new technology that could replace shale fracking right now. It just doesn't exist. Okay, so if you're a stock investor, you're going to, if you like shale, then invest in it. Good luck to you. Okay, I am keeping a close eye on this news. There's a tremendous amount of news right now about how oil prices are going up. Now, I would be very cautious if you're a stock investor, especially because if you're an oil investor on the conventional side, you're on the ground floor, you don't have to worry about the fluctuation of price as much, okay? Your revenue check would be a little lower that month, okay? But as far as stock, you want to buy, obviously you want to buy low and sell high, but right now you think it's a bargain to buy, and so you're going to see a bump, but then you're going to see a drop too. And so you're going to see a lot of oil coming off the ocean to be sold. You're going to see a lot of people that have been sitting on their barrels of oil that's going to bring it to market right now. You're going to see some shale wells completed right now. You're going to see some shale wells that were offline coming back online. And so that EIA inventory data, it's going to line up again. You're going to see a dip in oil prices again. But as we go into the summer months, as we go back to work, you're going to see oil prices come back in a big, big way because everything, the oil price war, oil divestment, shale oil and gas getting hit as hard as they have, you're going to see the fruit of that this summer. And as we go back to work, as we start driving again, oil prices are going to come back in a very big way. And I'm very excited about it. But right now is the time to go and negotiate and buy leases and develop right now. So we'll be sitting pretty during that time. Even if oil prices stay at $33.20, West Texas Intermediate, if you drill a well for $600,000 versus the $15 million for a shale well, you're making a lot of money. Period. All right, guys, I'm Sean Pruitt, president of Kingdom Exploration. If you like this channel, please subscribe. Thank you.